Hi, everybody. This is Bo Sanchez, and welcome to Soul Food. And so here is the first question. Brother Bo, me and my husband are drifting apart. Is there a way to be happy again together? The answer is absolutely yes. Let me share this with you. All marriages, all couples, I don't care how wonderful they are and how beautiful the relationship is, they all go through this moment of, parang malayo na tayo. You wake up in the morning and you say, parang ang layo-layo ng asawa ko sa akin, sa puso ko. Parang hindi na niya ako iniisip, and that's normal. Those things do happen. In fact, they're a call to wake up. Let's do something about this relationship. My favorite analogy of a marriage is a garden. Not because I'm a gardener. I'm not a gardener. I don't have a green thumb, but I do appreciate gardens. Like when I'm in a garden, like I'm walking through the plants, I see how lush it is, the leaves, the flowers. OMG, it's so beautiful. But I also know that if you have a beautiful garden, a lush garden, here's what's going to happen. The only way for that garden to continue being that beautiful is if there's a gardener that works on it every single day in the same way. In the same way, my dear married person, if you're listening to me, or if you're in a relationship right now, your fiance, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, if you want that relationship not to drift apart, but to always to be close, you've got to work on it every single day. Share common problems why marriages drift apart. Can I say this, that there is really only one problem, one cause why marriages drift apart? Here it is. Are you ready? You take each other for granted. That's it. You might say, oh no, I think the reason why we drifted apart is because, talagang LDR kami, talagang malayo kami. Yes, I understand that. That worsens or makes it a little bit more difficult. But at the end of the day, it's taking each other for granted. And when you do not value anymore a person, and so can I share a favorite illustration that I have is that love is really in the eyes of the beholder. When you value someone, value comes from the person looking at whatever object that is. Can I give you an example? Look at an antique dealer. The antique dealer will look at some old object and say, wow, this is worth 10,000 pesos. This is worth 50,000 pesos. But somebody who's not an antique dealer will say that, ay, luma na to. Itapon na natin. Walang value. So where does the value come from? Value comes not from the object, technically, but from the person who appreciates that person. So, where does this whole phenomenon of drifting apart, where does it come from? It comes from people no longer valuing each other, taking each other for granted. My dear friend, I hope that you become an antique dealer in your marriage. Ay, antique na yung misis ko, mas valuable. Joke. But to actually say, my wife, my husband is a gift to me. God gave this person for me. And then what you do is you dig deep and see what blessings this person has given to you. And you begin to appreciate this person more. That is how you fight this whole phenomenon of drifting apart. Simple steps to regain happiness in married life. If the relationship is a garden, then think about it. What do plants need? Plants need 4 things, basically. Sun, water, fertilizer, and protection. Protection from what? From pests, from animals, etc. So let me repeat. Sun, water, fertilizer, and protection. Protection could be actually a fence around it so that the animals won't come and step on it, or some natural pesticide to be able to protect it from bugs and insects. So think about it. In a relationship, I would consider sun to represent communication. I always believe that there is a communication problem when marriages, go through all sorts of problems, all sorts of conflicts, and they don't understand each other. And when you don't listen, so you need to work on communication every single day. My wife and I, we've been married for 23 years, and we have a fantastic marriage. We just have an amazing marriage. And the way we did that was because we went to work every single day. The garden of our marriage is amazing. But man, every single day we work on it. And for the past 23 years, for example, we had this weekly date that we've been faithful to all these years. And one of the decisions I made is I'm going to listen to my wife. I'm going to listen to her. I'm not going to interrupt her. I'm not going to speak my mind and say, you're wrong. I really want I really want to understand her. And it didn't come easy, in the first years of our marriage, but little by little, I began to learn more and more how to listen. I really think that if you want sunlight to enter into your marriage every day so that it grows, then practice the skill of listening, because it's amazing. It's going to bless your marriage. Number 2 is water. And for me, water symbolizes kindness. Let's not complicate it. The reason why marriages break down is because there is a lack of kindness. We are kinder to strangers than to one another. And so, increase kindness. Be more polite, be more respectful, be more considerate. Do acts of service for each other. Your wife is a queen. Your husband is a king. When you may say, no, there's no such thing. I mean, that's old traditional conservative. No. This you need kindness in marriages, in relationships. I always say this to people that, in my marriage, I've made a decision to just, wake up in the morning and say, how can I make my wife happy today? How can I make Maru happy today? And just asking that question and say, I can do this little thing. And these are little things, but man, it's gonna just bless your marriage so well. At sino nakikinabang? Di ako. I'm sorry. It's like, a woman, you see, when God made a man and a woman, God created man to initiate. God created man to be the one to pursue but God created the woman to respond. And when she responds, I'm telling you, when I love my wife and she knows it, she just responds with love, and I get so blessed by that. Anyway, number 3, fertilizer. So, can plants survive without fertilizer? Yes. But if you put fertilizer, hopefully the natural kind, the growth is amazing. I would represent romance as fertilizer. Romance, you might say, yung asawa ko hindi romantic and all of that. Yeah, and you know what? Pareho kami hindi romantic, Brother Bo. That's fine. Your marriage will be beautiful and wonderful. But if you add a little romance, it's it's like the spice of life. And it's funny, but I had to learn the hard way how to be romantic. I never wanted to give flowers to my wife. Never. It's like, sayang pera di ba? So early in our marriage, it's kind of like, why would sayang? Especially, our budget was still small and all of that. But then little by little, I learned, it's those little extra things, those romantic things that make my wife so happy. So I passed by the market, the cheapest flowers I could find. That was all I could afford. And bought 3 flowers, roses, gave it to her. And it made her day. And I said, wow, that's mababaw ang kaligayahan ng misis ko. And I am totally sure that, those little expressions, romantic expressions of love, whatever, that your husband or your wife will appreciate. You've got to know what they appreciate. If they don't appreciate flowers, if she doesn't appreciate flowers, then don't give her flowers. She might want chocolate. She might want something else. So you give what she appreciates and what she values. Finally, protection. You need to protect your relationship. And the way to do that is really to train your heart to be faithful. Your mind and your heart must be faithful, and then your actions will become faithful. Saying no to temptation, focusing on this person in front of me. This person, I'm going to be faithful. And you're going to bless your marriage. Thank you for watching Soul Food. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Send your questions over. I hope I can answer them. You can send them through video or just write on the comments section. Thank you so much. This is Bo Sanchez for Soul Food. Always crave for more.